Welcome to your mother. That's my Sean Connery impression. Welcome to YouTube. Uh, so there's a lot of horrible things happening all around the world. Uh, Rock stars or rappers getting admitted into the rock and roll Hall of Fame. Well, I mean that's the least of the. I mean, still though, that's just retarded. The Yeah, so guitars are selling left and right online for millions of dollars. Horrible things are happening. I mean, way horrible than most. I think I like that pillow on this wheelchair. It's the most expensive chair in my house. uh, yeah, so yeah, we'll be discussing. Oh, I forgot to change the audio.
Hello. Okay. So there's a lot going on in the world. Guitars selling for millions of dollars. Rappers going into a rock and roll Hall of Fame. Everybody forgot what English is. Damn, I was gonna bring something up, but I forget. Everybody forgot how to speak English. The there's a lot of occult stuff happening right under everybody's noses. The occultists love to rebrand it in such a way to whereas a person will reiterate a doctrine of an occult philosophy, not knowing that they're reiterating it. So I brought up that whole symbolism of the Dragon Ball Z cartoon. They're teaching them about consciousness evolution through the fucking cartoons. I mean, the cartoon's kind of retarded, but I can't say I haven't seen it because I've been at people's houses when they watched that stupid cartoon when I was younger. The anyways, what was I getting at? Yeah, the stuff I was discussing at the podcast last night about the the hypnosis and the consciousness and all this stuff. The people are I mean, great leaps of strangeness has occurred the last few years, and that the it's definitely not a coincidence. I mean, Alice Bailey said right in her book 2025. It's 2026 now, and uh there's definitely an insane world going on that anything attached to the New World Order, such as Alice Bailey, is definitely insane. And that the AIs are feeding, and they've created recently. They've disclosed a cyborg or a computer game, the computer game Doom being played by human brain cells. I'm just throwing stems in the ashtray. They they supposedly transfer to flies uh, consciousness to an electronic to a computer simulation. The fly woke up in the simulation, uh, believing it was still uh, believing it was still in reality. The whole thing about the whole thing about the world and all this stuff there's a difference between I think, therefore there I am, and uh, copying a bug's fucking brain into a computer. There's a big difference in that. And well, I mean, regardless of any religion or anything, the belief uh, that mankind, humans are something more than just, fucking atoms and cells and all this stuff. Uh, I mean, science is so. I mean, it's interesting because I mean, if you were to take science and stuff literally, that they've already discovered spirit world and physics. They just don't know what to call it. They just didn't want to call it that. Uh, the that they've made vast leaps, and that we don't know how far these leaps have actually went, and that the fucking I stretched the neck out of my t-shirt from fucking wiping my nose on it like a fucking ingrate. uh, yeah. So, what was I getting at? Something about oh yeah, the great leaps. We don't know how we don't know how far these great leaps have went. We don't know how far technology is. I mean, we're our data is so compartmentalized where we don't even know where we're standing at. I mean, then we've got new religions and so on, such as flat Earth, which are making people even more confused. There was a lunar eclipse the other day. That the lunar eclipse was seeing the shadow of the Earth on the moon. It's definitely it was a round shadow. The Earth is spinning, and that the Earth is definitely round. No offense to anybody, but so the what was I getting at? The sort of compartmentalization of data. I mean, we don't even know where we're standing at. We don't really know what these wars are about. We have no idea. Everybody becomes some kind of expert, but I'm the only one sitting here saying we have no fucking clue what they're really about. I might be able to quote a few UN laws and shit that say who's kind of running the show, but it's the UN Security Council. But we don't really know what's going on. It's all compartmentalized, classified, need to know basis. You don't need to know. I mean, technically, that's all you need to know. So you don't need to know. What the fuck's my later at? Need to know basis. Uh, oh, fuck. Do you have a later? Need to know basis. You don't need to know. So that's why there's blankets upon blankets of a new world order, fucking propaganda to keep people in a keep people in a compartmentalized ideologies. They can always hide what they're doing through mass propaganda. harsh. Mass propaganda campaigns. We see it for everything. You go on any website. There's all. It's all just propaganda. We don't really know the true story. You can take any story on the news, and you can start digging into it, and you'll find that there's way more to the story than what they're saying. And it's like the same way with everything: science, conspiracy, history, fucking anything. You can start digging into something. Then you'll end up being the person saying, "Well, technically," because there's a lot of technicalities. And then you run into these schmucks online that are some kind of socialist schmucks or brainwashed by religion or something, and you mention any kind of things that they've never heard of, and then they want you to bring up fucking some kind of research you did years ago, and the also there was some there was some pro vaccine people that were talking shit to me a bunch on Twitter, and I sent them an invite because I know they're too much of a coward to come discuss. Uh, the yeah, the New World Order is brainwashed. These socialists, they're so far off. If you mention Weishaupt to the Illuminati, there's nothing to that. It's like, well, why does all the Illuminati planks match the fucking 10 planks of the Communist fucking manifesto? I mean, tell me that. They won't. I also invited the socialist scumbags. Also, a few other people too that are cool. Well, I mean, the socialists are just fucking retarded. Like, oh, socialism is new. Like, no, it's not, you fucking dipshit. Oh, the rich don't love socialism. Oh, really? Here's Ralph Epperson's documentary, Why the Wealthy Love Fucking Communism. The absolute goal of socialism is communism, then all socialists are communists. Because, and that the rich love communism. Rockefeller, Rothschild, they all want you to be communists. They want you to want communists. They want you to want communism. I can't turn that into a song. Uh, they want you to want communism. They want you to want socialism. They want you to want democracy. What they don't want is for you to want a constitution, for you to want a form of government in which it's no longer a debtor creditor situation, a form of government where there's cash, real money, not credit. See, anyone that wants to have a square business of any type, of anywheres or government or anything, has to have a solid foundation of money that is real intrinsic value, not credit from creditors that fucking built the giant system to fuck us all even more over and over and over again. I mean, just imagine if, well, just imagine if everybody was like, we want gold and silver money. No more bullshit. Fucking imagine if 10 million people marched to the Capitol and protested with signs and, well, it doesn't matter if they have signs or not, but and just imagine if Americans actually protest, like real Americans, and Americans went and just fucking, you know, filled fucking the streets and fucking just demanded gold and silver. You don't see any of those fucking Marxists protest and demand for gold and silver because they're all fucking idiots. And we're not demanding it for ourselves. We just want the currency to be gold and silver. Gold and silver currency is in the Constitution, no state shall ... make anything tender in payment of debt other than gold and silver currency. And then that clause is protected by the supremacy clause, which says anything. What does it go? Anything in conflict with this Constitution or treaties thereof is notwithstanding in law. So thus, anything in conflict with the clause saying no state shall tender in payment of debt anything but gold or silver is unconstitutional, violates the supremacy clause. The states aren't tendering payments in debt of gold and silver. I brought this up in court. They threw away the video. They threw it. I paid for the video. I can't get the video. Couldn't get the video of the jurisdiction challenge either. I wonder why. Because they didn't have any jurisdiction if I was to reserve my rights to constitutional law, because that court was not the jurisdiction that they were saying it was. Because otherwise, that's long. I'm not going to get into that. Well, you want to be a serf, or you want to fucking... Barbarians had money too, the Vikings had money. The Gypsies had money. There was the Gypsy King that lived in Detroit. He died in like 1930 or something. 1907 or 1930 or something. They had a big festival for him. It was sounded very immaculate. Very, people don't do stuff like that anymore. People aren't honoring the ancient ways. There's all this, there's all these new ideas that are just people made as a sales pitch to make money. And that everybody's following all these sales pitches. Sometimes the truth is very simple. Sometimes a lot of stuff with the conspiracy world, the David Ikes of the world, they're all just liars. They're all just putting together their own picture of things how they want it to be, because you can tell when somebody's researching and they're talking and they want it to be a certain way. They try to make it that way, The but don't worry, because David Icke is in the consciousness cult. He said he was Jesus, so his first two videos, his public appearance on TV, Mr. David Icke, the Ike, however you want to pronounce it. Looks like it's spelled Icky. Why does it got an E in it? Ike? Why does it say, I don't know. It's a weird last name. Ike. Does it sound, sounds German. Ike. Yeah, that's fucking German. Somebody look that up. I would assume it's German. The Illuminati had a phrase. It was very similar to the Nazi phrase "Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Führer," and that theirs was the Illuminati chanted the liberty, equality, fraternity. That's not the phrase I'm talking about, but that phrase still hangs high in France today. The coat of arms that has a Phrygian cap and a fasci. over a red shield. The Phrygian cap goes back to ancient Phrygia, a cap of the revolutionary cult, and the fasci goes back to Rome. But the fasci was used in modern emblem of France to show that France was, well, show who France really was. I'm just rolling a cigarette here, trying to juggle a roach. Sent an invite on Twitter. Excuse me. It's not a coincidence that fucking the Marxists target the fucking Notre Dame and it gets caught on fire during the fucking shit. The like a precursor cult to the OTO that was part of the Illuminati of France. Remember, the Illuminati is the concealed worship of ISIS. And remember that the Arabs called themselves fucking ISIS. Just packing a cigarette here. And that fucking, when they took over France, some lady that was the high priest of their fucking wacko religion fucking had sex with everybody in Notre Dame, blaspheming it. And then modern times rolls around in 2020 or so, and it's all fucking lit ablaze, probably by some fucking Marxist piece of shit. That fucking these Marxist revolutionary scumbags they're fucked up. They're dangerous. They're evil. And like it's a fucked up world out there. And like that's why I suggest everyone move to the country. Out in the country. Fuck the cities. I mean, you do not want to live in the city if some kind of Marxist horde goes crazy and they just happen to like your shoes or something, What was I getting at? Oh yeah, I'll put a link in the audience too for Jonah. Let's see here. As long as he doesn't say "hey, yeah." So these, the culmination of fucking the New World Order and the socialist fucking revolutionary bullshit. It's all coming into fruition by these rich and powerful people. They make these movies like Bane. Bane's a fucking Marxist. I mean, listen to Bane when he talks. He talks like a fucking Marxist. Hello, Batman. Bane, fucking
Hey, fuck you. Let's go to Batman Turkey.
Well, the Bane Marxist courts are throwing all the people.
I don't care about the fucking pedophile movies. Let's go to Batman Turkey.
Batman Turkey.
Yeah, it's a city. JJ showed us yesterday. It's literally a city in fucking Turkey.
Wait, did it have to do with that Edge of Tomorrow movie?
Yeah. No, well, we're talking. We're on a tangent. I'm always on a tangent. So, but then he brought up Turkey, and then he's like, "Oh, let's go to Batman." I'm like, "What the fuck? There's a city called Batman?"
Yeah, I mean it's probably pronounced different. Yeah. What was you lost my train of thought.
You're talking about gay ass fucking movies called Batman.
No, it's talking about Bane and the movies brainwashing people. The
wait. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. You're telling me a movie is brainwashing people. When has that happened since the?
Well, I'm not telling you. I'm telling them. I'm telling the audience. Damn it, I gotta take a leak.
Fucking piss out your like I do.
Don't make me roll this wheelchair over there. I got a wheelchair. I'm not injured. It's just it's the nicest chair in the house.
Keep the fucking no, you're in the wheelchair so you can medical shit.
Well, I don't know how they do things in Canada. I mean,
speaking of wheelchairs, let's get that disabled veteran in here. Fucking JJ filibuster.
The filibuster crew. Filibuster. No. Yeah, I mean that movie was weird though, Edge of Tomorrow, because there's probably a Scientologist involved, and if they're really doing, they claim they got psychic spies. We don't know how far it goes with all their psychic bullshit. We don't know what the fuck they're doing.
The whole psychic thing started the whole.
But some of the old Mason
psychic and psychology thing
through walls.
Yeah. I mean, the whole psychic and a psychologist, all that shit comes from fucking the Rockefeller Foundation, but then they ran it through fucking the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute in Germany prior to World War II. If you look at
they're jamming you. We're getting jammed.
Yeah, you mentioned Kaiser Wilhelm. Yeah. You mentioned Rockefeller Foundation. That happens sometimes, right? You know?
Yeah, well, the Rockefellers paid for that psychologist to interview all the alien abductees, and I think that he did it so he could legitimize it, not to disprove it. And so, because I think that he was also in charge.
They also paid for. They also paid. Now they didn't. If you pay a lot of money, but they also paid for Alfred Kinsey to fuck 6-year-olds. But I mean.
Well, I mean, like
he doesn't. He doesn't admit to having sex with his. He doesn't admit to having sex with 6-year-olds, but he talks about their orgasms and their pleasure from them. So Alfred Kinsey's a weird motherfucker, but he's the one who did the entire sex revolution while fucking the Rockefellers paid for fucking everyone to go off to war and die on behalf of their bag. That they had all the women fucking getting raped by a fucking weird fucking doctor and calling it fucking science.
I think they were. They were doing weird shit. Kellogg's too.
Oh, Kellogg's was weird as shit, man. You ever fucking he had like, dude, the masturbation flakes. Cornflakes was started as like a masturbation. Fucking no, I'm dead serious. Kellogg's. Cornflakes was started as like a masturbation. What?
Yeah, I know about that. It's fucked up.
It's like he started cornflakes so you don't masturbate. That's literally what the fucking original marketing plan was, or something. Like it's been a while since I looked into, because Kellogg said like their big factory used to be right here in London, Ontario.
Oh, they had one in London too. So yeah, what is London, like Battle Creek of Canada?
Dude,
London's
I told
Battle Creek of Canada.
I told you, bro. Like London is all old money. Like Labatt started here, but if you go like University of Western Ontario, which is the big ass university here, it's the one that like Harley Pasternak went to, the one who was Kanye West's handler from the Canadian Department of Defense. But it's literally located in a subdivision that's known as Masonville, Ville. Yeah. So yeah, there's a huge Masonic temple. There's huge Shriners. Fucking. Actually, I went to that Shriners once. It was
Were there goats?
It was a company. No. It was I went for a fucking I went for a graduation ceremony that was being held there for fucking free food and shit. Someone I knew was
Was anybody wearing the red fezzes?
No. That actually wasn't my graduation. I don't know. No. I think that someone else I know was going to graduate from like career college, and I went there, and then like oh yeah, no, you helped me so much out with all my studying and all this shit. You gotta come. I think that's what it was. I can't remember. That was like fucking 15 years ago. But no, I was like, fuck it. Like, was food included in this fucking in this ceremony? They're like, yeah. I'm like, fuck it, I'll come.
Oh, so what you're saying is you're a Shriner now?
I don't think
Jonah's
going
been
to
compromised.
I don't think going to a public event gets me through 33 degrees is like. Nah, I could never be a Mason. I could never be a fucking. You know why?
You don't believe in God?
No, I ain't a fucking bitch, dude. Like, even when I played fucking hockey and they tried to hate me, I was like, listen, I'll let you shave my head, but you try to do any other that fucked up shit, I'm gonna fucking stab people in the face and fucking smash all you motherfuckers. And then I was like 14 at the time. That was like I was playing travel hockey. Like back in the 90s, they did some fucked up weird shit when you fucking get initiated to hockey, bro.
That's weird.
Speaking of which, did you see they did a remake of Youngblood?
Of what?
Now it's a black kid from Detroit.
I'm not sure what that is.
Youngblood. Youngblood. It's
know.
Patrick. No, it's a Rob Lowe. It's Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves movie about Rob Lowe who gets drafted to play junior hockey at Hamilton.
Wait, I thought you didn't like movies. Are you brainwashed?
It's from 1984, bro. Like I was still fucking 8 years old at the time, or 6 years old at the time. I love that movie. Anyways, so they did a remake of it. Now it's a black kid who comes to Canada, and all the Canadians are racist. I'm like, man, like you're gonna say Canadians are racist compared to the USA? It's a reason the fuck man. There's a reason that the slaves skipped over the northern states and came to Canada. Like, don't get me wrong. Like we did far worse to our natives, but I mean,
well, it's Alberta you gotta watch out for.
No. We did far worse to our natives. Oh, no, you mean hermaphrodite?
No, he's a vampire.
No, he's hermaphrodite.
Well, it could be both.
I ain't even talking on that.
I'm just joking. If Harry's listening,
I ain't talking on that shit. Anything I have to say, I say to someone when someone's present. So fuck. Anyways, let's skip over that. No, Alberta's fucked though. Like, but Alberta's good though too, because you can go out there. You know what they fucking man? They charge you like, or not charge you, like they like their economy is so booming. I don't know about now, but up until like a year or two ago, you go out there, you fucking make like $25-$30 an hour to work at a fucking Tim Hortons because they can't get enough people to work out there.
Oh yeah, well it probably sucks. Well, it might be cool.
Yeah,
you get free coffee.
It's all oil rigs out there, man. So they're literally fucking. They can't get enough people to go out there. That's even with all the fucking. That's with all the fucking carbon taxes and everything. But it's weird out there because even too we have in Canada we have what's called what the fuck is it called now? Dude, but basically they balance out the payments between, so the federal government steals all the fucking money from all the different provinces and balances out. They steal like $100 million from fucking Alberta every year and fucking give it off to like Ontario, Quebec, and all these other places so they can pay their bills.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're all just playing games with the money, screwing everybody.
Well, I mean, you look at what they're doing right now, fucking faking a war with Iran so they can just have everyone get raped at the fucking gas pump. But yet Todd still tells us Donald Trump's doing good things. So like, yeah, okay, cool. Like, I hope you enjoy your short-term pain, long-term gain. Short-term pain, long-term gain.
That's all. Somehow, I guess.
No. Have you seen the fucking talking points? Okay. All the right-wing media is now like, oh, the White House is saying short-term pain for long-term gain or fucking some shit like that, right? So that's their whole thing because they know they're getting raped at the fucking gas pump, right? And they want fucking Americans to just. But here's the thing, they're gonna rape you at the gas pump, and in 6 months when you're still paying $1.50 a liter like I am, but I think it's like you're paying probably 4 gallons in Michigan, right? $4 a gallon in Michigan. And in 6 months when you're still paying that, they'll be like, "Oh well, this is we went down fucking 10% because they're gonna run it up to $8 first or whatever." It's just fucking hilarious. It's the same fucking the psyop that they've been running since 1955 when they told you we hit peak oil.
Yeah, they're liars. That's when the New World Order was like, you can't pump oil from your country anymore. You got to buy it from other countries. Even though we got a bunch of oil in Texas, Alaska, fucking everywhere. And like they did all sorts of shit like that. Fucking they had some kind of UN Constitution of Resources or some shit.
It's
And
called
it was like,
sustainable development, you dumb fuck.
well, that was later down the road. I'm talking about like 19. It all started like 19.
No, but it's been called sustainable development, the whole
52, I
thing.
think.
So it's like 56 when the guy decided to fucking make up the term peak oil as he was
Well, there
doing
was
his
already
speech.
some precursors where there was like a World League of Lawyers set up, and then in like 1920 or something, 1930, they set the value of wheat, and they set it nationwide, and that when the government controls the
No, that
value
was
of
through
the product,
the fucking when fucking Roosevelt fucking did his did what
you're
they
cutting
set the
out.
fucking they set all the prices.
Well,
Sorry,
well, so
was a
what
name.
kind
It's
of government is it that where the
not
government? Well, hold on. One of the planks of the Communist Manifesto is that the government controls the means of production. And when they start controlling the wheat price, 1930 or whatever, they started controlling all sorts of prices of shit. The government isn't supposed to control the price of products sold by private corporations. That's communism when it is. I mean,
it's all the way. There's a fantastic book that was published in 1940s. I think it was maybe 50s. Roosevelt's Communist Revolution. Or no, wait, Roosevelt's Communist Manifesto, and you can get it on the internet. And it just breaks down on how pretty much everything that Roosevelt's fucking and
yeah,
what's it called?
he's
Their
related
Great
to
Leap
Clinton
Forward
Roosevelt.
or whatever.
Yeah, he's related to Clinton
But no,
Roosevelt.
I thought FDR.
Well, guess what? FDR's wife's maiden name was. FDR's wife's
Yeah,
maiden name
she's
was
his fucking
Roosevelt.
cousin. Hey, the JJ's not on, so don't be talking about
He's in
cousin
the
fucking
audience.
unless he's here to
So
defend himself.
I'm not throwing no stones around. I'm just. Well, I think that they're doing that because, according to the Rosicrucians, they're doing it to gain psychic powers, which is fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie. I am pretty white trash here too, but luckily my family, I don't have any family tree to look at because I wrote off all family. I'm fucking in there a few generations ago, but who knows?
Oh yeah. Well, you could just buy one of those whatchamacallits, genealogy website membership or whatever, and track the
you give a bunch of money to a Mormon or a fucking Epstein cousins, right? Or Epstein,
well, I mean,
Maxwell
if you know the
Sister.
addresses, if you know the addresses where your parents lived or something, you'd be able to find their parents.
Yeah.
And their parents.
I was fucking around and I grabbed this book. It's called The Dragon Legacy. It's got a fucking forward by Tracy Twyman, but then even in the book, they talk about how, like, oh, if you believe that you're Scythian dragon bloodline, you can get your genetics. And this is literally the book. It's like you can get your genetics for free by sending your DNA sample. It's right in the book. I'm like, wait, what the fuck did I? Well, I was listening to the book. So I was like,
oh, yeah. It seems like a made up name.
I listened to so.
Reminds me of one of those like things that they got in the South where like bow bow bow. Tracy Twyman.
Yeah. You're breaking up or I'm breaking up, but I didn't hear
You're
that.
breaking up. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Cashing motherfucking checks. Yeah.
Well, oh,
Are you? What's never mind. Fuck it. I was gonna say, what's the movie that we're supposed to break down next week? I guess I should watch that shit, but fuck it.
I forget. I took a screenshot, I think. Damn it, what's that one?
Tomorrow I have to
Yeah.
fucking go like 3 hours on the road. Fuck me.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's not bad though. It's like 2 hours there. Fucking, I have a quick job, but it's gonna be like a fucking 5 hour day. But fucking, I think like 4 of it's gonna be driving. So,
Yeah.
and then a 1 hour job once I get there, you know. So it's like whatever. Who cares? Short day. Short day. Sometimes you
Oh, yeah.
get those, right? It's like
Well, it's like so
although I
you're
should
familiar with the Maitreya stuff of the New World Order. The of
Manchuria,
the
what?
Maitreya, the Luciferian stuff of
Atreyu?
the Baha'is and
Atreyu?
Theosophy.
Yeah, they're shit bad.
No,
Yeah, I'm familiar with
Maitreya.
some of it.
You're filibustering.
I'm familiar
So
with
did you
some
know
of
that
it, but
so did you know that the Realian guy also calls himself Maitreya? Which is the same word as the fucking Baha'ism and Theosophy and the Christ
I didn't know
consciousness
that.
cult. Yeah, it's interesting because I think they're all the same cult. I mean, I got a clip of them saying it, but I didn't really want to. Well, I might put it on, but if I go take a leak. But,
Yeah, I don't like I know some of the basics on that fucking, but
it's like, wait, you were bringing up
I
Rockefeller earlier.
rather
He has everything to
I
do with
rather
the Baha'is and the Christ consciousness
yeah, I
cults.
don't give a fuck about their secret societies because anything that you read from them is, for most part, is giving me a limited hang on. I'd rather read about the things they're doing that are fucking fact than that can be researched. Because
Yeah,
like,
but what's the first rule of war?
yeah, but what the
Hold
hey,
on,
have you
what's
been
what's
led
the first
around?
rule of
Have
war?
you? No.
Well, hold
You
on,
asked me
hold
a
on.
question.
What's the first rule of
Fuck
war?
off. This is
No,
my show.
what
Don't
is
interrupt me. This is my show. Don't interrupt me. But
what is?
have
I'll
you
tell
been
you what
led
the first rule of
around?
war is.
Have you
The
been
first
led
rule of
around
war.
on a dog leash naked by the fucking the cult yet? No, so you don't
What?
actually fucking know what they're doing there.
The
Because
first
even then,
rule of
they're lying
war.
to
I
their
think
own fucking members.
I don't remember if it's Shang Tzu or
The first
whoever.
rule of war is truth of first casualty.
No, it's know your
Truth is the
enemy.
first casualty. No,
Well,
truth is the first
know your
casualty.
enemy.
It's the first rule.
Well, if you don't know what your enemy is, how can you even fight it? Or how can you, metaphorically fight it through spreading information
Yeah,
and
but
knowledge?
dude, you're asking me what do they believe in these secret societies, and I'm telling you, I ain't been led around fucking dog leash naked by these fucking weird
What would be the
pedophiles. So
second
I'm not
rule of
gonna try
war?
and say. I'm not trying to say that I fucking know what they believe because even then they lie to their own fucking members. So I'd rather to focus on the shit that can be proven rather than what they try to fucking. It's
Well,
either all lies put out by them that
the second rule would be never
or
underestimate your enemy.
I'm not
Yeah,
underestimating them. I'm worried about their actions, not what they allegedly fucking believe. Because again, I ain't been raped by them, so I don't know what they actually believe in their closeted rooms.
well, I don't know what goes on in Canada.
I didn't say that is in Canada. I said in their secret societies, there ain't no raping. I ain't fucking been hanging out in their fucking, so I'm not gonna try and say what I know what they believe behind closed doors because they all fucking lie.
Is this why Canada produces so much maple syrup? I'm just joking.
Hey, don't be making fun of the maple syrup mafia, bro.
There's a mafia. Well, like the
You never heard about the maple syrup
the
heist?
people with the laughing gas. the
You never heard
concerts.
about the maple syrup heist?
No.
Dude, Canada Canada literally has a maple syrup reserve, right? So they actually fucking they store like you guys store oil. It's in Quebec. And then, dude, they fucking they regulate the fuck out of that shit. But like, I think it's
That's crazy.
2012. You can look it up on fucking Wikipedia. I swear to fucking God, JJ, jump
I
on the
believe
chat
you.
because I know you fucking looked it up.
I believe you.
But someone stole like $25 million worth of fucking maple syrup from the maple syrup reserve, and fucking man,
What?
they literally they'll
25
shut
million?
down. Yeah, of maple syrup, bro. Like what the fuck?
What the fuck did they even do with it? Sell it on the black market?
They went to fucking Bohemian Grove and shoved it up fucking Bill Clinton's asshole and fucking Obama. Like what the fuck? I don't know. Why are you asking me what they did with it?
I mean, that's just fucking.
They went and fucking paid.
I
They
mean,
went and
same
paid George
situation with.
Bush and Brown's. No, they went and paid George Bush Brown, and then they called him Barry Sotoro.
I mean, it reminds you of that. They stole the crown jewels in France or whatever. It's like, did they steal? What are they gonna do with them? Who are they gonna sell them to? Like, they're gonna melt them down and refine the diamonds or something and
It's maple syrupy. It's maple
Well, I'm
syrupy.
talking
Go to fucking
crown
Waffle
jewels.
House. How fucking hard is that, bro? Or
They sold
Denny's
it
if
to
you
the
want to make a
Amish.
little bit more money. Although Waffle House is better than Denny's. Fuck that for
They
sure.
probably sold it in America. This is
Yeah.
wonder if there's more to the maple syrup heist. They were all members of the Order of the Solar Temple. No.
No, dude, this is like a real fucking thing though, man. They
No, I
fucking
believe
like
you.
did it at gunpoint and shit.
Jesus. Give me the maple syrup.
No, it's a reserve, bro. It's like they store vats of it, so they always have some on stock to fucking sell. Dude, maple syrup. What's really fucking hilarious though is maple syrup. If you fucking, it's like even at today's gas prices. No, I'm telling you. Think about it though. You can't like I'm complaining about $1.50 a fucking liter for gas, right? You can't buy maple syrup for less than $10 a liter. Just think about that. Like if fucking oil's $1.50, but that's just $10 a fucking liter.
Yeah, I mean I understand. It's just funny. Yeah, I've been smoking roach weed like the last 3 days. I got some weed.
You're a fucking roach yourself, man. Get a fucking job so you can buy a fucking pound and keep it.
Well, like, just imagine the guy. What if the guy eventually gets caught?
Everyone.
No, imagine this real quick. Imagine that the dude that stole the syrup. He gets caught. They didn't get caught. In trouble. No. I'm saying imagine. He's in jail. They're like, what'd you do? He's like, oh, syrup.
I still like $1 million worth of fucking maple syrup. I'm fucking stuff.
And then he gets turned into a made man. He gets turned into a mafia. It's the syrup guy.
Made MAID, medical assistance in death. He got made man.
Well, I mean, I meant like
it's Canada.
Yeah, that's the syrup guy. Don't fuck with him.
But but they're from Quebec. There's
25 million in syrup. That would have had to been like 4 trucks or something, wouldn't it? I mean,
look it up. Dude, the whole thing was fucking hilarious. If I remember correct, what they would do is every night the the security guard would leave like fucking 55-gallon tubs out by the. So you take 55 gallons and put water back in them and put the water back in the. Then they just got lazy and stopped. Then they stopped refilling it, just fucking taking all the fucking syrup and not putting like the counterweight. I got busted if I remember it. I'm not fucking lying. I swear to God, it's
believe
fucking
it.
hilarious. No, I'm telling you, I look it up. It's fucking hilarious. Like not right now, but if you look
They
it up,
sell
and
25
anyone who's
bucks syrup a
watching,
little bit at a time.
and anyone who's I'm telling you, fucking this is hilarious. I made a fucking movie too, but I think it was a Canadian version of Netflix. I could.
Somebody's in Canada right now with a whole bunch of maple syrup just sitting on it.
It's Pedro chat. Pedro's stole the fucking maple syrup and sent it back to Colombia.
Well,
Sorry, Pedro. I know you're Canadian. I know I'm in Canada. I don't know you're Canadian, but I do make jokes. So if you throw away, I guess I don't care.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Man, what was I gonna? I was gonna make a joke about.
Yeah. What?
Maple syrup.
Yeah. You like that someday. You're gonna make a joke like syrup, like fucking Diddy made a joke like fucking baby oil. Get the fuck out of here.
You ever heard the phrase molasses in January?
Yeah, ever heard the phrase "your ass is a star"?
No. I don't want to know about Canada. No more.
That fucking my dad used to say, bro, and he grew up in like like it's also real too, right? I think he picked it up where the fucking ever.
I don't know if I caught very much of that. I don't speak Swahili.
Shut up. The fuck you don't. You live in Michigan. You don't speak Swahili like I don't speak Hindi just so I can order a fucking burger.
Oh, you seen the news? There was what was it? There was a bunch of people were found transporting meat. Looked like deer meat. It was and they were doing it in the back of their car for some restaurant, and it was some kind of foreigners, and that the meat wasn't refrigerated, and it was they just threw it in the back of their car, and it was. I mean, if it was frozen, it might have been okay, but no, it seemed kind of weird. It was. It didn't have any. It wasn't.
No,
like,
it's to tell for you, man. They don't even have refrigerators in fucking India, bro.
Well, I don't remember if it was India or if it was Arabs that did it.
Dude, I swear to God,
two.
like so there's so many Indians here, and I was doing a side job for a fucking truck, I was doing a side job for a fucking big rig trucking company or whatever, mechanic.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, yeah, no, these guys, they all fucking cut floors in the fucking or holes in the floor so they can just shit right on the fucking drivetrain. I'm like, what?
Ugh. That's
so they just
up.
fucking shit right on the fucking drivetrain while they're driving.
Well, that's.
Swear to God, this is what the guy told me. I'm like,
if I ever run over
man,
a pile of shit
was,
on the freeway,
if I was a fucking mechanic and someone came in with fucking shit on their drivetrain, I'd fucking bash them with the tire thumb.
I'd definitely run. People like, I'm not touching
that. I would bash him with a tire thumper and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Well, I definitely wouldn't do anything violent. That's not very brilliant.
I've never done violence a day of my life.
Well, I mean, violence is okay if they hit
I've never
you
done
first.
violence a day in my life.
As long as they hit you
I've
in the
never
face
done violence
first.
a day in my life.
Well, plus you'd probably want like 2 witnesses. Maybe
you sound like a fucking
video.
bitch ass hippie.
Well, I just don't like
bitch ass
jail.
Dude, I'll fucking hit a motherfucker first, but I'll hit them hard enough that they know not to fucking open their mouth.
Well, I always tell people if they want to fight, they can punch me first, and then we can fight. Not because I would tell
You sound like
them,
a
but
fucking
because
hippie.
well, no,
You
simply
sound like a
because I'm
hippie.
not. Well, no, I've been surrounded by people before, and they were like, "We're gonna beat you up," and I'm like, "Well, do it, do it."
You
And
sound
they
like a
backed
hippie.
off.
If shit's gonna happen, I'll fucking always be the one to start. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I know if somebody's gonna fight, they're definitely not gonna say they're gonna fight before they fight.
But
Like all
I'm
the
old these
bullies
days
and
too,
stuff.
so like I'm old these days too, so I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot like even when that was now goddamn that was 10 years ago. Like I'm old, so like fucking I got to a point where I have so many fucking injuries from I'm like, man, I'm not gonna start because I'm gonna injure myself worse just by fucking beating you than you'll ever injure me by hitting me.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you get
Well, I
fucking
mean,
my right hand is so fucked. Like no lie, my right hand is so fucked. It's stuck. It's permanently stuck in the shocker.
Jesus, what the fuck? You
Like
better put
my
some.
ring finger on my right hand. It's like so if you know like you hold the, like when you're waving at someone, your hands like let's say it's a 180. You know what I mean? My ring
Yeah.
finger's at like 135, right? So like
Would you break it or something?
135 degrees. I don't know. I fucking hit a lot of fucking people.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it's literally something like that. Fucking here, I'll do the fucking
Jesus.
camera. Watch it. Wait, can you see me?
Let's say I was
No.
endorse Greco-Roman wrestling.
Oh wait, I
The
threw it the wrong way. Whoa. There we go.
wrestling is always
Can I
more
see that?
peaceful. 'Cause
No,
then
I can't even
I
see
can't
that
see
shit.
anything.
Good, because I'm fucking laying in bed naked, anyways.
Well, that's weird. Is that
No, it's
Canada
not weird.
custom?
Oh, fuck, I was going to sleep, bro.
Well, you don't want to come on a podcast naked.
Why not? It's not like I have the fucking camera on.
I mean, I guess. But it's rude. Don't they got any shame? Shame on you.
Shame. What the fuck do I care? I'm running my mouth. I'm running my mouth. It's not like I'm touching my dick. Like, what the fuck?
Shame on you, Jonah.
Greetings, gents.
Hey, how's it going?
Why not?
Mr. Filibuster. I'm here to filibuster. I think I can help you out with that conundrum when you guys were talking about all that violence. I think Dr. Martin Luther the King said, violence is always the solution.
Yeah.
The communist?
Yeah, he said, he goes, I have a dream that I'm going to burn every one of you motherfuckers down.
Jesus.
You know, remember that famous Martin Luther the King speech?
Well, Anthony J. Elder used to call him Martin Lucifer King.
That's probably a more accurate representation.
He was definitely using a group hypnosis or something there. Well, I mean, even if he wasn't, he was definitely spewing communism.
Yeah, along with solutions like violence is always the answer.
Yeah, the communists are dangerous. I mean, that's what we see.
Mother Teresa and Gandhi were big on that, and they have that same platform. Violence is always the answer.
They were
but
all,
if you're gonna bring up Martin Luther King, I always tell everyone to look into this because this motherfucker tried to claim that he was Christian. But if you fucking go on to like Stanford and go to the Martin Luther King archives, when he was doing his doctoral thesis and shit in seminary school, he was writing fucking papers about Mithra. How the fuck is he a Christian when he's fucking doing all this fucking Mithra, secret society, fucking, all that shit? This is fucking.
Probably
I wouldn't be surprised if he's Prince Hall Freemason or something, right?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. But he was in all to the mysteries before he ever became a fucking Christian reverend. So get the fuck out of here with that guy.
It's a weird platform for a Christian reverend. Violence is always the answer. I'm gonna get a T-shirt with Martin Luther King's face. Says violence is always the answer.
The smoking man got him off X-Files. That was the assailant.
And his father wasn't actually named Martin Luther King. He just went to Germany and the U.S. Was it Army? He went over there and he learned about Martin Luther in person. I think his father was there in World War One, if I'm not mistaken, and then he switched it. So his father's name was something else, and he switched it to Martin Luther King, and then he named his son Martin Luther King Jr.
So
I thought it was Martin Luther the King.
There's only one king.
No, his last name is King.
I got the letter right here.
and his last name was King originally, but he changed it from he changed his real last name, or changed his real first name to fucking Martin Luther after touring Germany, or as part of one.
I heard he was transgendered. I just started that, but I heard he was transgendered.
You never know with Stern. Let's see here.
I'm stuck in an Edge of Tomorrow time loop. What's that?
Yeah, damn it, I keep dropping everything. Fucking yeah, that movie was interesting. It was it reset. You wonder if there's some kind of Scientology religion going on in that movie.
Fuck yeah, dude. There was some heavy Scientology shit, I have no doubt. Because Tom Cruise is doing some Tom Cruise shit, you know?
Hey, JJ, I'm just wondering what was so important in fucking Clint's life that he couldn't make it to the show. Like, was he at a job or something?
No, I was just trying not to overload the panel because I had it. Julia wanted to join in.
No, and I'm just busting Clint's balls. I do that all the
time. Edge of Tomorrow was a movie.
Yeah. Tom Cruise likes to edge most days with a dead fish in his basement. Have you all? Yeah, well, instead of gerbils, it's fish for Tom Cruise, apparently.
Yeah,
that's, got it.
There's numerous blog posts on it on Crazy Days and Nights, that Hollywood entertainment lawyer. He's got numerous blind reports or whatever, anonymous reports about it that he's apparently done his best to verify. And Tom Cruise likes to bang fish. Like, he'll even go to like a market, dude, go to the bathroom with a fish and like leave it in the toilet, like in a trash can, He'll have a security stand guard and shit.
That's fucked up. Is that like Nicole?
Right? He's like, no, I gotta take a break from filming Mission Impossible and go bang this fish real quick, guys. Give me 5.
Wait. Tell me which one of you two has fucked a starfish before, a broad that just fucking lays there.
Oh, dude, starfish, that's one of his favorite fish. That halibut, he's a big halibut fan.
Well, it's weird because Led Zeppelin put a shark in a chick's vagina.
Well, I think Tom Cruise might be shoving up his bum hole. I don't know what he's doing with him, to be quite honest with you.
That's even weird.
Clint, you're full of Clint, you're a liar. Clint, you're a liar. There's no way they put a fucking shark in a chick's vagina, even like a baby.
You never heard about that? Yeah, they talk about it in the interviews.
What kind of fucking horror, and how deep is her fucking gash that they can get a baby shark in there? Even just a baby shark.
It was a small shark.
I mean, in theory, if you can get a kid out, you can get a kid in, right?
Well,
there ain't no fucking shark small enough to fit in a fucking chick's vagina unless she's a fucking nasty whore dog.
Well, I'm not trying to see it or anything.
Yeah, not outside of Tijuana. Give me an address, Clint. What do you got?
I know how big a shark is, and I know how fucking deep a vagina is. It's not fucking happening.
They didn't put the whole thing.
We can test the laws of physics.
I mean, tell me a fucking minnow if you're gonna lie to me, bro. I'll believe that.
I thought you were a scientist.
Oh, that's what it is.
Tell me a minnow and I'll fucking believe it.
She has to be a Scientologist. That's the problem. That's the problem there.
Led Zeppelin's definitely.
Oh no. No. Hey, don't worry. It was just a hammerhead. It wasn't a great white.
Oh, that makes sense. That works even better. We're gonna need a lot of fish oil for that one.
Fish going, we need the omega-3.
That's
I'm
really
assuming
why.
that's what sharks use for lube, right? Fish oil. Maybe some omega 7s.
We need the omega alpha 3.
You got a big one.
It's gonna begin and end.
Well, it makes you wonder if there's some kind of weird satanic shit for the Lord of the Rings. 'Cause they sing about it in 2 songs.
Oh, Lord of the Rings, dude. Yeah, J.R.R. Tolkien. I think he was definitely a cultist for sure.
Yeah.
Fucking Palantir. Palantir is literally the name of the fucking like looking glass.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. Yeah, and Peter Jackson's definitely the cultist. He financed the West Memphis 3, those kid diddling and cult murderers out of Arkansas to get out of prison.
I mean, like let's not get into New Zealand because that's just a fucking weird fucking place, bro.
Isn't there still like Aborigines getting genocided?
Well, fuck yeah, dude. It got a lot weirder recently when I realized that homeboy from Cabazon Indian Reservation, one of the CIA assassins, bought out a whole town in New Zealand and lived there for like 30 years unabated.
Yeah, but the man, like, even to get there, you go down to fucking if you believe the globe that they tell us about, you have to go to Australia and then you have to fly like even further into the middle of the fucking ocean, and like the whole fucking thing, like it's just weird as shit, bro. Like it doesn't even make sense.
It's far, dude. It took me 17 hours to fly to Korea, and boy, my arms tired.
Jesus.
It's a long ass flight, dude. It ain't no joke. It is the middle of nowhere, dude.
That's why you need to hang out with the fucking Arabs, so then you can get on the fucking flying carpets. But no, like with New Zealand, it doesn't.
They give me some frequent flyer miles on this.
Yeah, no, man. Like in fucking the whole New Zealand thing doesn't make sense because, like, even then too, like, why would you go all the way to fucking Australia? Why wouldn't you fucking hit Malaysia or fucking Solomon Islands and then fucking hop?
I was about to say Mariana Islands, Solomon Islands. There's a couple U.S. territories throughout the mix down there.
Yeah, but and you could do that and do you can do a zigzag on that. But you can't get there unless you go to fucking like Australia and shit. It's just weird as shit.
I don't think you can go to Antarctica unless you go to New Zealand or Australia, one of the two.
Yeah,
you could go to the south end of South America. I'm pretty sure that's where the Nazis went.
Yeah, I know that you can't.
You can get a good look at a bull's ass, but by sticking your head up it. But I'd rather just take the butcher's word for it.
And he left on that note.
Oh.
No, New Zealand's a weird fucking place, though, bro. Like,
oh yeah, New Zealand.
yeah. Go take your fucking piss. I'm gonna run my mouth.
All right.
Don't worry, I run my mouth. Yeah, fuck New Zealand. That's just weird as fuck. And then there's all the ski resorts there too. But yeah, no. Clinton is going to play with his pecker, and he's calling it taking a leak.
Oh,
You back?
You still there?
You back? You
Oh,
back?
I thought you were gonna talk.
I'm back. I'm back. No,
You didn't talk the whole
I got
time?
tired. No, I got
What?
tired of talking. I got tired of talking. I mean, I was like, oh shit. If I started talking about the shit that I had to talk to myself about, I might fucking get locked up.
What? What the hell were you talking about?
Shut up. You play with your peck. See.
No, where'd he go? Well, I got this clip.
Vorilon used to be a sports writer,
He
one
says
of the
he's
many
this is
following the motor racing
Betrayal
circuit
guy
around
of
Europe.
the alien
But then,
cult.
8 years ago, something happened. Something
He was,
that would change his life forever.
He's seen the spaceship gods.
I was in this volcanic crater in the Central Plain in France, and I saw this light in the
thought he
sky,
was God.
a brilliant, blinding light. Then there was this machine, silver and shaped like a bell with a convex bottom. It came down very slowly and stopped about 30 meters from me. At the time,
He's
I thought it must be a
Kanye West,
flying
man.
saucer. You know, the kind we read about in the newspapers, and that it would leave the same way it would appear. And I thought that I would just tell my journalist friends about it, and they wouldn't believe me, and just laugh at me. But then a trap door opened at the bottom, and I saw 2 feet,
Seen what?
and then 2 legs.
Oh,
He's going on
A
tour,
small
and he's
man
got the
about
largest
1
queue
meter
ever.
40 came out slowly. And walked
Oh,
towards me.
Kanye West?
That was the most intense
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, that's weird.
These drawings by Aurelian artists
only like another
illustrate
minute.
this strange story. The ship was manned
I got a
by
good
the
story for you in a
Elohim,
minute.
a race from a distant planet who, as part of an exotic experiment, had created mankind in its own image millions of years ago. The creature went on to say that he was Vorilon's true father and gave him a new name, Ra'el, the messenger.
That's where you
Did
got
they
that
give you
fancy
a
necklace.
mission to accomplish in the world?
Yes, the mission is the one that I'm doing now. That is to bring revelation, to bring light to all men who used to believe. Either that they were created by a material god, or else that life was born by chance from a drop of water. Then the fish came,
What's that? Why
monkeys,
don't your mic so
and finally
quiet?
man. But in fact, we were created
Was it
by
Jacques
people like
Villeneuve, I
us.
think? The race car driver was involved with it. I'm not
We were
fucking
created in the laboratory by genetic manipulation. Just as
Yeah,
we're
that's the
able to
guy
do now.
right there. He
My
like
mission in life is to
shaved
build
his
an
head or
industry
something.
No,
where we'll be able
there's
to
one
work
now, the
with,
Quebec
where there
one
will
too,
be
which was
diplomatic
just the
immunity,
Quebec
where we'll
one.
be able
Like,
to greet
I know they're
monarchs.
both fucking frauds. They're
I'm
both French,
told
but
that you're the half-brother of Jesus
You
Christ.
talking about
Is
Jacques
that true?
Vallée?
Yes, that's true.
But
no,
how can
Villeneuve,
that
I
be?
think, was to the tied
Well,
to
we
it.
have the same father.
He is a race car driver out of
Because
Canada.
Jesus was
That's
the son of an
Formula One.
extraterrestrial and a woman from Earth. And about 35 years ago, they chose a woman on Earth, and
Excuse me.
with her, they had a child. And I'm that child today.
Yeah.
There's some among us now on Earth.
No, they're observing us. They're permanently observing us, but they're not among us on Earth. Not at the moment.
Could be brainwashed.
Well, why don't they just come down now to prove their
99%
existence?
chance.
Just imagine if they came down to any center on Earth. There would be an indescribable panic.
But what about just for our camera?
For your cameras, it'll happen in the embassy, where all of the press from the world will be invited, including you. For this will be the most important event in the history of mankind. Humanity will finally meet its creators.
Yes, that's the clip. You ready to join the aliens? Continue the clone research.
There was so there's this app that I get fucking free to the library, and I just ended up downloading this fucking book because it was recommended.
Yeah.
And it's like it was literally retelling the Old Testament, but it's like the Jews and the fucking instead of being called Jews or the Israelites, they're called the Raylines. And it's Rayleans. I'm like, oh god damn. And then they called the god El Leon, and I'm like, what the fuck? So of course I had to listen to the whole book series. I think it's like
Yeah.
I want to say it's not. No, it's Chuck Black. I was gonna say the author's name was Lewis Black, but it's Chuck Black. Lewis Black is that stupid comedian.
Yeah. Well, I think that alien dude, that Ra'el or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He because I think that they might be connected to the Oklahoma City incident with the Elohim city.
No, that's not at all it. Elohim, it's the self is. You go back to the Tanakh. That's the name of the book. So
Yeah,
they
but
just
you understand though
that's
that these people are all crazy.
no,
That they believe
it's
in
not at
crazy
all.
alien shit.
It's not
I
at
just
all
played the
attached to that.
video.
It's not at
we,
all
we, don't,
attached to that.
we don't know what the hell they're believing. There's all sorts of fucking. It's.
No,
I mean,
Elohim
like,
is the old fucking. Elohim's the old fucking Aramaic word for fucking
well, I
God.
know what the original meaning is, but the Illuminists always put new meanings on shit and have weird twists
No,
to it.
Elohim City was a fucking FBI city.
Well, it's the aliens. They had to get rid of
I mean,
the
I agree.
extraterrestrial
They have an
bodies.
alien. Hey, shut the fuck up for a minute. I agree. They have a fucking one-eyed alien as their director currently, but they're not Ray aliens. They're a different fucking alien cult.
We don't. Well, yeah. I mean, but we don't know how far. If that fucking McVeigh was chipped, if Brezhnev was chipped, or if Brezhnev was, who knows about the Brezhnev character? He's seemed pretty shisty, but it was very strange that he had a audio
It's pretty
recording.
shiesty.
Well, he had an audio. Well, I don't know if it was him, but there used to be an audio recording on YouTube of Michael Brezhnev calling the director and asked, and the director was, and I don't know if it's real or not, but in the audio
Yo,
recording,
you're talking the other one-eyed, the fucking. So you're talking the one-eye. So when he was director, he had both his eyes. The one you're talking about. I'm talking about the one-eyed fucking alien director that's currently under Donald Trump, the fucking director.
well, that's the thing though. Like JJ saying, the Mormons Elohim God. It's like Bo Gritz was part of the alien cult too. There's a whole bunch of weird, top notch, what all the leftists would term right wing something, or I forget what they call. But so it's like there's some weird shit going on. Like these, it's like Bo Gritz. He had a fake pro patriot movement that was going to lead us into a fucking what is that called, a church government, fucking what the fuck is that
So he
called?
had video. He had video and talking about it on Wikipedia, and I can't seem to find it. But there was video that made the rounds in the '90s. Where he was training the Mujahideen with the fucking IDF.
The Spike videos or something.
No, he like it was in the 1990s and fucking, but he used to do like the rounds on fucking all these like public access TV. But he had video where he was trading the Mujahideen in fucking Afghanistan with the IDF.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm sure that they're always training all sorts of weird people.
Yeah.
Like that thing about it's like that thing about Mormons and the Aryan race conspiracy. It's like those people that were allegedly involved with the Oklahoma City thing. They well, I mean, I definitely think they were involved, but I'm not sure in what way. If they were just there as like something to cover up what really took the building down, and that if they were fall guys, and that I mean, it's very strange where it's like what was I getting at? I mean, we don't know what is religion. A lot of those people, they have weird. It's like the secret societies will use a person's religion.
It's not a weird religion. It's the Christian identity movement. That's what they were part of.
Which I think is connected to the Mormons. It's the Aryan race conspiracy.
It's not connected to the Mormons.
The Mormons all practice the same thing.
How about you listen to the guy who was involved in it, bro, instead of telling him what it's about? Like I was literally involved in this as a teenager.
If you know them by their fruits, that they all claim this Aryan race thing. They all
the Christian identity movement was British Israelism, but And when they came over in the early 1900s, and I forget the guy's name. So it was a continuation of British Israelism, but when you're fucking living within the USA, you can't really push that. Britain is the New Jerusalem, which again,
Yeah, but
I think it
what
was
color do all the
no,
majority of the Mormons have? What color eyes?
dude, that's a whole different fucking thing. The Mormons were fucking
It's
100
still
years
Aryan
before
race shit.
fucking
I
Christian.
mean, it's just
No,
it's
it's not.
50 shades of Aryan race, Luciferian shit.
No, it's not.
I mean,
It's completely different. So, anyways, it's all Christian identity, which is kind of an adaptation of British Israelism, but because it's not within Britain, they have to change the British part of it. That's what the Christian identity thing is.
yeah. So they think the King of England who wanted the divorce is really related to Judah, when really he just faked his bloodline to get the divorce.
No, and I've already told you this. That you can track back through Irish folklore and Scottish folklore way before that fucking King of England. So stop fucking reading all your Masonic books and actually talk to the fucking people that live there in their islands, because they're gonna tell you that the first queen of Ireland is literally like a known fact over there. The first queen of Ireland was fucking. It goes back to she was the daughter of the last king of Judah. But then you also have in Scotland too. The Scots
that would
track
mean
their
that
fucking heritage. What?
that would mean that King Druid is King David, just like some of the scholars say.
No, it's the Davidic bloodline. But on top of that, though, too, if you go back to even Scotland, why do they call it Scotland? Because it's after Scotia, who was the fucking daughter of a pharaoh, and you can track it. I forget which pharaoh, but
Oh, that's
and then
interesting.
yeah, you know,
And they got Nova Scotia,
dude, like
New Scotia.
yeah, New Scotia, yeah. So Scotia
Oh,
is the daughter of one of the pharaohs. That's how they got the name Scotland, because they tracked their shit back to the pharaohs and the pharaonics.
hmm.
And then that's the
Interesting.
local folklore. Like
Well,
this
I mean,
is
I've
like
heard that.
go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And,
That's why their noses
and then
are.
even then too, if you go in and you look into the local Gaelic and the Scottish history, they have the fucking mounds where they talk about these fucking people they still have the fucking mounds that they celebrate where they're buried, like this, and then
Yeah, I think some of the mounds are rotted wooden castles. That's what, because I mean, it
dude,
would explain a
have you
lot.
ever looked into the round bell towers in fucking Ireland that can't be explained by any fucking anthropology or archaeology?
Round bell towers.
Yeah, they
I
have
mean,
these weird ass round bell towers there in Ireland. Fucking no one can explain their purpose or their existence or why they're like they've dated them back so far, and they don't fucking make any sense to any of the fucking
the
history
Masons
that
made
they
them.
try to force on us. No, it was way back before Masons even fucking existed, bro.
Well, Masons built pyramids.
Shut the fuck up with your Mason.
Get the book out.
Dude, you need to stop reading all your Mason fucking lies.
Oh, this is interesting.
The,
Yeah, that's a Templar tower.
reading all fucking. What's that?
Let me put it on the screen. That's a Templar tower.
Yeah.
You can tell by the 8 sides.
No, it's way before the Templars. It goes back to the fucking BCEs, bro.
Yeah, Templarism goes
Templars were
before the
1300
Crusades.
CE.
Templarism
No, they
goes to
weren't.
the real religion of Jesus.
Templars became. Templars were created during the Crusades. This is
Wait, what?
2,000 fucking years before the Crusades.
Did you just have
Those
some
towers are
helium?
No, I put the phone on my chest here because I was
Oh,
holding it. But no, the
okay.
Templars were in the 1000s through 1300. If you believe the fucking history of that lie,
Yeah, but the knighthoods still exist before then. Knighthoods didn't
No,
just
they didn't.
start 1200.
No, they didn't.
There's
No,
definitely
they didn't.
knighthoods.
No, they did.
Well, there's the first 2 degrees of Freemasonry were originally the squire and the knight.
There was no fucking first 2 degrees on masonry. Stop reading your lies, the Mason lies, where they claim that they come back from fucking the Egyptian pyramids. Get the fuck out of here,
Well, yeah, I mean, what?
dude. You know what else? You know what else they tell you is that they can't ever expose the truth to the profane. So why the fuck are you gonna read a book that tells you that they'll never expose the truth to the profane, which is you? And then you're like, oh well, this is what they say, so this is fact.
Well, how do you know I'm profane?
Yeah,
Well, it's
dirty
interesting
fucking
because,
Mason.
well, check this out. Okay, so Rockefeller built this cathedral in New York, and that I don't remember where the clippings are because I got like a folder with a million book shots and shit. But like, he built it, and he put precious stones in the temple, which was in the cathedral, and that it's interesting because it goes back to an old science spirit science where the high priest or the king would either wear a plate of jewels on his chest with the 12 zodiac jewels or a crown on his head with the jewels, and that then they would enter the temple and supposedly channel the spirit or something. And so like,
Yeah,
it's like,
the old
well, hold on,
rabbis used to wear the old
so
rabbis
think,
used to wear that same breastplate, but so did all the Luciferians.
yeah, but the breastplate didn't just stick to the Hebrews. Think of the
Yeah,
crown of
no.
England. Think of
The crown that goes on your head, the breastplate goes on your breast.
yeah, but it's the idea of sacred stones channeling some kind of, because they practice druidic magic. The I mean, like, their temples are. Think of it like Ghostbusters 1. They make a cathedral or a temple, and it's got weird shit in it that they think, what is that called? A conduit of spiritual energy of some sort.
Okay, so you want me to go ahead and look at a fucking Bill Murray movie and be like, oh, well, the Ghostbusters said this.
No, no, no. I'm just comparing it to it, like, metaphorically.
Are you,
Well, so you ever wonder about this brass
are
ball
you
they
telling me
always
the
hold?
Powderpuff Girls are real?
Well,
Because
so
it
there's a
isn't the
book. Hold
Powderpuff
on.
Girl the guy
No,
that
no,
they're
no.
killing it?
There's a book by Leicester Crowley where he describes a brass
A
vessel.
Leicester Crowley?
Well, yeah, whatever his name is. Alistair.
Alistair. A
Okay, so,
Leicester.
and that he wrote a book about a brass vessel that was round, and that it contained spirits, quote unquote, 72 spirits, and that it's interesting because all these kings they have a brass vessel which is round, and it's
And that sounds like the Solomon. He had the ring where, and then he contained the 72 demons, which were the first 72 fucking emojis too.
I don't know what the emojis part, but you got the rest of it right.
If you look into there's all kinds of things that so when Apple first released the emojis, they came with 72 of them, and they're very modernized version of the sigils of fucking the lesser key of Solomon.
That's an
You
interesting
can look
theory.
into that. And look into
Well,
it, bro. Like,
I consider the emojis like that's a sign of a downfall of civilization. That happened to the Aztecs.
dude, if you look into the original 72, I'm telling you, I'm not saying they're identical, but just like a fucking Google Play symbol is like the fucking sigil of Lucifer without the fucking tails on it. I mean, you can look at the first 72 emojis, and then there's all kinds of fucking people who break it down and show all of them side by side.
Well, I mean,
It's
they
like
could
the
be
original
hidden
72
sigils
emojis.
that's not known to the public. The sigil, from my understanding, the sigils are just
The sigils are the
ciphers.
lesser key of Solomon. It's the 72 Solomonic keys and 72 demons.
Yeah, I'm familiar, but like in the books and stuff, some of them say like that it was a way to.
Instead of arguing with me, you're on your computer.
Well, I'm
But,
just being a skeptic because I mean it's an interesting theory.
Just type in the Google demon, the Google search, type
I'm trying to
in
roll a cigarette here. Hold on.
emoji and seals of Solomon, and it'll bring up the pictures and show the comparisons. I'm not saying they're all identical, but there's definitely some similarities in some of them.
Yeah. Well, there's also
Or most of them.
possibly architecture and layouts of cities that are built sigils as well, or even, I mean, the geomancy, quote unquote.
Dude, this is like, again, if you're talking about layouts of cities, the one that you gotta look up, the one that's really fucked up is Canberra.
Canberra, was that Australia?
Yes, it's the capital of Australia.
Yeah, I got a picture of that. It's got the pyramid.
Not just the pyramid, the fucking Minerva Owl and all that shit is their fucking their parliament.
Yeah.
And fun fact, do you know what day of the calendar Lewis and Clark allegedly discovered Australia?
I'm pretty sure Lois and Clark are Masons.
Yeah, but do you know what day they allegedly discovered Australia?
May 1st or October 24th.
No, April 19, the same day as Oklahoma City, same day as Waco, same day as fucking the Sarnia brothers getting arrested, same day as the Halifax, same day Charles Manson was convicted.
Interesting.
Yeah, Charles Manson was also convicted
Waco
on April
too,
19.
Was it Waco?
Yes, I already said that. Yeah, I already said that one.
I'm just filling in for the filibuster.
you just filled in because you're fucking too stoned. No, I'll give you a pass on that one. I mumble and I talk rapidly, so
I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff on May 1st. Also, when they originally released that they got Osama bin Laden, supposedly they said it was on. Or no, that was the second time they said they got him, but it was on May 1st. And then if you look it up now, it says May 2nd. But I've got a screenshot or two screenshots where it says May 1st, and it was like they changed the day because they didn't want it to.
No, they didn't.
Well,
no, they didn't.
They didn't want people. They
No,
wanted to hide
they
that they were
didn't.
using it as a sign of international communism.
No, they didn't. I can tell you how it happened there.
Well, I think it was a deception.
I can tell you what happened. No, I can tell you what happened.
How the screenshot dates changed from May 1st to May 2nd. Somebody edited it. That's how.
No, they didn't edit it. So if they did the event in Afghanistan or Pakistan, they did it on May 2nd, but it would have been May 1st in America because the international date line is between Russia and fucking Alaska. So what happens in Pakistan's a day ahead of the USA. So that's what happened there, bro.
I don't know. Well, I think that it was all. I think it was some kind of. I think it was all a big hoax or something. That they. I bet you
Osama was dead before 9/11, but I mean,
he's probably in India or fucking China or something. Or no, not China. He's probably in India somewhere, Persia, sitting there.
No, he's fucking dead, bro.
I don't think he's dead. He probably got a new liver or something.
No, he's fucking dead. There was all kinds of reports of him being dead before before those attacks ever happened.
Yeah, that's why I think that we can't trust the reports that he's not dead or that he's dead. We can't trust them because they reported it many times. So why should we trust anything? Why should we trust anything that they say? You know, it's like.
And his name's not Osama anyway. It's Usama.
Well, we can all PC and shit.
No, but just think about it this way. If
I
I
want
go
to
and look for,
mispronounce something,
hey, wait. No, I'm gonna give you a very simple reason why it's very important that you get the name right. So if I
Osama
go look up,
Booth Laden.
if I go look up Clint Eastwood with EASTWOD, am I gonna find a you or a dirty old fucking scumbag fucking pedophile from Hollywood?
The
So
well,
when you want to do things like Google searches, or you have to be very specific about the spelling. That's why they do all these fucking weird things when you do FOIA requests, and they'll potentially misspell operation names. They intentionally make spelling
yeah.
errors in the fucking documents, because then when you search them,
Well,
you can't find them.
the ones with the spelling errors are on purpose. Those ones are the drills.
Oh, holy fuck! That's the exact same thing that I just said. Thank you for proving my point. That's why I'm saying that to call him Osama is a fucking distraction because his name's Usama.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to mispronounce for the algorithm's sake. But yeah, so Osama Booth Laden, he I mean, for all we know, he could be anywheres. There's so much propaganda going on. It's like when I call out the Selassie guy.
What?
I didn't hear what you
You're
said.
breaking up, or I'm breaking up.
It's like when I call out the Selassie guy who literally lived with the Queen of England and was fucking living in the palace, and all these people on Twitter like, oh, he represents us. Like, he don't represent you guys. Like, he fucking slept with the Queen of England. He's fucking porking her ass. I mean, for all we know, he's Selassie's son.
The only people I've ever heard of sleeping with the Queen of England, other than the fucking Prince Philip, were all the children that they kidnapped.
Well, here, I'll bring up the video of Selassie with the Queen of England.
I don't need no videos. Actually, I can't go in here soon, but are you on live tomorrow with Todd?
What's today? Thursday? Yeah, hold on, I'm just getting this.
Fuck Todd.
Oh, what the fuck? Here it is.
I like to bust his balls.
The Selassie and the Queen of England right there.
Yeah, you would. That's what?
Selassie with the Queen of England. Right there.
That doesn't even look like. I'm on a small screen here, but like, what fucking year is this?
I don't know. It definitely happened though. Fucking, I dove into it and proved everybody
Which
wrong.
Queen of England are you talking about? Because that looks like way too fucking old to be Elizabeth.
That's
Elizabeth. She's dead anyway.
Well, she's probably
she was only like
somewhere.
she was only like 20 during World War II. That looks like pre-World War II footage. But I'm on a small screen,
1954.
So okay.
Here it is. Queen greets Hail Selassie.
I think it's like that. So anyways, I about
I can't hear what you're saying.
And anyways, yeah, fucker.
Oh yeah.
You know who Milner is, though, right?
Yeah, the Milner Society. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was also like the he was the one who took South Africa. They had the Boer War. That's England created the fucking England ended up creating the first concentration camps during the Boer War. B-O-E-R. B-O-E-R. Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Yeah.
So that was because Rhodes went down, and South Africa was a European colony. Then they gave him Rhodesia, which was part of fucking what is that today? I think is it CAD today. You're on.
You keep cutting out.
Well, fuck you then. I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
I should get some sleep anyways. I should get some sleep anyways. Hey, fuck the audience too, but don't be a fucking communist. Hit a fucking like button. God damn it, it's fucking free. And send super chats Clint's way. You know, we all need to help him. You know, get some weed because he's smoking roach joints.
Oh, take it easy.
And don't worry, if you send the super chat, you know Clint's gonna spend it on weed, so you know exactly where it's going. It's not going to crack cocaine.
Well, I gave my YouTube to my girlfriend, so she gets to have the money.
Well, then fuck that. Don't send him a super chat, but make sure you leave a fucking like because you're not a fucking communist. To redistribute some wealth.
Well,
anyways, take it later, bro.
Yeah, peace. Yeah, so I got this thing I played the other night. I'm gonna replay it. Let's see here. Wait, which?
God allowed a flaw to exist in our Constitution, and that flaw was Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. And I think I have here we are. I'll read it to you. This is the flaw.
It's 25 minutes.
Congress shall have the power to exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 miles square as may by cession of particular states and acceptance of Congress become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other neat.
So, to explain, this guy, he explains a premise in law, in that in the last 5 minutes of the audio recording, he says, well, he starts to talk about it before then, but he talks about splitting of courts, and so you'll have to hear it and listen very carefully because it's very complex. This is one of Ralph Epperson's friends or whatever that passed away back in the 90s.
Equal buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States or in any department or officer thereof. That little paragraph in our Constitution was a flaw, because that created another nation within our nation. Now, let's see what constitutes a nation. If I told you that a governing body was given a prescribed territory containing a body of people, what more would you need for a definition of a nation? A governing body having a rule over a prescribed territory containing a body of people. That's a nation. Well, you see, the Constitution created a union of the 50 states, and that was a three-branch government. You had a legislative branch, an executive branch, and a judicial branch. That was a three-branch republic. And the Congress that worked for that government was limited in all the laws it could pass by the Bill of Rights. They had to honor that. No law that was passed by Congress for the republic that couldn't pass muster of the Bill of Rights was valid law, and it was not enforceable in the republic. But the same Congress had exclusive rule over a given territory containing a body of people. Exclusive rule means that they were a democracy. Anything that's passed by a majority vote became the supreme law. And there was no limitation of the Bill of Rights or anything on that government. Anything that Congress could pass by majority vote became the law of the land, and then Congress had its own executive officers, they call them administrative agents, to enforce its own law, and they had their own legislative Article I courts to try their own law. So you had three branches of government, all in the legislative branch of the republic. And you see what a contrast was created there. Here you had a wonderful document protecting everybody's rights as citizens, and the Congress could only pass the law, the executive could enforce the law, and the judicial branch judged the law. But here you had all three branches of government all in the legislative branch of government. And this is what we have today. Well, now, the Rothschilds didn't like our new republic. When this was founded, the Rothschild bankers said, this new nation, the only thing they could borrow would be gold or silver, because Congress was given the duty to coin gold or silver as a medium of exchange for the republic. And so the Rothschild bankers who loaned credit, which they create out of thin air, didn't like a nation which could only borrow gold or silver because they didn't have any gold or silver to loan. And so they wanted to bring this nation back under the king, because they had a deal where they were loaning the King of England bank credit. And that was right in their liking. But this new nation could only borrow gold or silver. So they financed England in the War of 1812, hoping to bring America back under the king. But they lost the war. And so America prospered just like God said it would prosper in Deuteronomy 28, verses 1 to 14. We had all these blessings that God could provide. But then America began to get too much prosperity, and I guess our Israelite people, we can't stand prosperity. When we get that way, we begin to think that we created the prosperity in our own skill. We don't need God anymore. Well, once a nation gets like that, they need to be disciplined. And so the discipline was brought on by the Rothschilds discovering the flaw in our Constitution. See, God kept them blind for many, many years. But finally, they discovered the flaw. And they said, well, Congress could not borrow anything but gold or silver when Congress was working for the Republic. But Congress, in the legislative democracy, could borrow anything they please and make anything they want a legal tender in the payment of debt. And so they loaned Congress, working for the legislative democracy, the national debt. But it was not long before Congress had borrowed more than that little nation, the legislative democracy, could ever repay. well, how can we sucker the rest of the United States into this debt? Well, the trick is to use the United States in two different ways. As I mentioned, there are two separate and distinctly different nations, both called the United States. And one of the favorite tricks is to get you to say you're a United States citizen, and they always interpret that as meaning that you are a citizen of the Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 democracy. And if you don't know any better, and they make that assumption, and you don't correct them or object to that assumption, well, then you waived your rights under the Republic, and sorry, but you're going to do as Congress says to do. And this is the way we've been taken into this legislative democracy. And another thing, how to make the people of the Union of the 50 states responsible for the debts of this little nation here in Washington, D.C. Well, the way we can do that is through commercial agreements. And so what Congress did, and this is where Congress works, you'll find they work a lot more for the legislative democracy than they work for the Republic. And that's where they can usurp power. So what they did, they left the Republic short of a medium of exchange. They weren't coining enough silver and gold to carry on commerce. But the politicians said, oh, we're here to help you, and we want to help you. We will let you, we have plenty of paper money here in Washington, D.C. We will allow you to use this paper money for all your business throughout continental United States. We will make this a legal tender throughout the United States. Of course, at first it was redeemable in gold or silver on demand, but they got it, this paper money spread out, and of course the politicians tell us how good we are, why you've got to go modern. That's been a technique all along, you know. Anything new is better than anything old. And of course, carrying these silver coins around in your pockets, well, it makes holes in your pockets. Your wife has to work sewing up all the holes that you wear in your pockets. And we want to save the people and wives all this work to sewing up holes in their husbands' pockets and so on. So if you carry paper money, you won't have that problem. And let's go modern and everybody deal in this new paper money, which is so much better and more efficient than the gold or silver coin. Well, the people went for it, and they used this money. But gradually, they had to get us more involved. So we were using this money, but they took away the redeeming quality into gold or silver from it. And now it was a medium of exchange, but it would not exchange for any real money. And so now Congress had to give us another little benefit. Oh, we'll help you out on that problem. We will give you the right, the privilege, it's not a right, it's a privilege of discharging your debt with equitable currency, paper money, and you'll need still another benefit which the government can give you, because if you walk into a grocery store and you came out with an armful of groceries, and the manager might come out and tap you on the shoulder and say, sir, I don't believe you paid for those groceries. Now, what he said was true. You didn't pay for the groceries. You discharged the debt. And this is another important thing for us all to know, the difference between the word pay and discharge. Suppose a pound of butter is worth $1. If you give the grocer a silver dollar for a pound of butter, the effort to make 1 ounce of silver exactly equals the effort to make 1 pound of butter. So it was an even exchange. You paid for your butter. But if you give the grocer a piece of paper with a figure written on it, there is no intrinsic value in the paper, but you got the butter. So what you did, you discharged the debt instead of paying the debt. And then the government says, you will need a benefit which we will give you, because we don't want you to get out in that parking lot and have the grocer tap you on the shoulder and say you didn't pay for those groceries, which you didn't do. You only discharged the debt. But we will give you limited liability on the discharge of your debt. How good they were. Now that means that you can never be brought into court for not paying your debt. You can discharge your debts with limited liability. And that, you see, puts you under a contract with the federal United States. And once you're in a contract with that group, there's a little system of law, but I haven't got time to go into it, but that ties you in to the national debt of federal United States. So that's how they say we owe $3 trillion in debt, the national debt of the nation. But actually, it's the federal United States that owes that debt, not the continental United States where we live, because the citizenry of continental United States were supposed to have had silver or gold, and their congressman working for them was only empowered to borrow silver or gold. But they borrowed that paper when they were working for the legislative democracy. And we have been suckered into that legislative democracy. And so this is one other thing that you need to know. Law does not compel performance. You're free at law to do anything you please, provided you do not infringe upon the life, liberty, or property of someone else. It's only when you damage somebody else and they file a complaint that you can be brought to account for what you do. But other than that, you're free at law to do anything you please. Now, when they say, it's the law, you are required to buckle your seatbelt, you are required to file an income tax, that is compelled performance. Whenever you see compelled performance, you're dealing with a contract or a commercial agreement. You can be compelled to perform to the letter of any contract that you're under. That's even under the system of law that the Founding Fathers set up. Contract, you give up your rights, and you agree for this consideration to do this, this, and this. And if you fail to do any one of those three things, the court, you can be brought into court, and the court will compel you to perform to the letter of a contract. Well, that operates under the common law. But under the common law, a contract must deal in substance. A contract is based upon silver or gold. When a contract is based upon equitable paper, it is not enforceable under the common law. The common law deals in substance. So contracts that are dealing in paper are not enforceable under the common law, and so they had to invent a new system of law, because all contracts today, if you hire a painter to paint your house, the contract is in terms of Federal Reserve notes, paper, not gold or silver. So that contract would not be enforceable in a common law court. So they had to invent a new jurisdiction to enforce contracts of a colorable nature. Now, the word colorable, you want to look that up in your law dictionary. It means something that looks like the genuine thing, but it's not genuine. A silver dollar is a genuine dollar. A Federal Reserve note, which says $1 on it, is not a genuine dollar. and yet they will both spend the same in the grocery store. But one is genuine and the other is not. Now, if you have contracts with a colorable consideration, the whole contract is colorable. That means it looks like a contract, but it's not a genuine contract. That contract is not enforceable under the common law. So they had to invent a new colorable jurisdiction to enforce colorable contracts. And that's what we have today. And here is what you find when you go into a court today. The court presumes that you have a contract with the federal United States. And what they do, the judge looks down at this gentleman here and he says, he looks like he's been eating. I'm quite sure that when he got his groceries at the grocery store, he didn't pay for them with gold or silver coin. He discharged the debt with equitable paper. And he enjoyed limited liability on the discharge of his debts. That is a consideration of a commercial agreement. Now he has an obligation on that same commercial agreement. The obligation is to obey every statute of government on the letter of the statute as a commercial obligation. So now, if it says you are required to file a tax return, you are required to buckle your seatbelt, you see, that is enforceable on the letter of the obligation without any rights whatever. Because even under the common law, once you're under a contract, the contract is enforceable on the letter of the contract. But within this system of law, they had to provide a remedy. And it was a long time before we discovered where the remedy was. But we have discovered where the remedy is. And let me read the remedy to you. And you will see how, even in this system of law, we still have a way out. And it says, the making of a valid, the word valid is very important there, reservation of rights preserves whatever rights the person then possesses and prevents the loss of such rights by application of concepts of waiver or estoppel. Now let's read in the same law. When a waivable right or claim is involved, the failure to make a reservation thereof causes a loss of the right and bars its assertion at a later date. Now, if we apply the remedy in their system of law, when we go into a court, if we apply use their own law that they're operating, he looks at you, this man's well fed. He's undoubtedly been buying groceries and he has used a government privilege of discharging debt with limited liability. But if you have validly show that court that you have reserved your exercise the remedy which their own law provides, now that judge must bring you right back under the common law, and the statute that compels performance would be void under the common law, and the case must be dismissed. This, you see, is what we, as God's remnants, God has provided, even with all the corruption that goes on in the government, He has provided a way out for us. And He says, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. But the important thing that I want to get over to you today is that there are two entities, both called the United States, and both have their origin right in the Constitution of the United States, which we consider a most sacred document. But it's that flaw area of the Constitution that has been exploited by evil men with God's permission to teach people to straighten up. And it's just like the punishment that God dealt to Esau. When Esau was disobedient to God, Jacob was disobedient to God, Esau was always there to harass him. Well, when we, as a people, if we don't observe God's laws, we are under the Esau of our present time is that Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution, which created a nation within a nation. And we come under the laws of that nation unless we know how to preserve our rights under the republic which we were born under, and where we have a right to do it. But the point is, you see, God has a way of punishing those who ignorantly ignore Him. And we're in that state. We're in the second half of Deuteronomy 28. And our nation is being brought low through the fact of this. The average person thinks, well, I'm a
Ignore his Bible metaphors.
citizen of the United States. Yeah. A wiser expression would be, I am among the citizenry of continental United States, but I am a citizen of the sovereign state of Arizona. And you see, Congress, under the Republic, is given no authority to legislate directly upon the citizens of the 50 states. They can only legislate upon a given territory that they have in Article 1, Section 8. But they sucker us into that jurisdiction through our money system, but within their own law, we have a remedy to get back to our Constitution and our Republic. And that is the thing that when God says the remnant will know the truth, and the truth will set them free. Once you know that truth will set you free. But you will only know it if you're in God's remnant. God will make your mind blind. And I found that some people, you can explain it, and they still don't understand it. And that is, when you're right with God, this information will reach you, and you'll be set free by it. And I thank you very much. I think my time is up.
Thank you, Murray.
I didn't realize I was muted. So, what he's saying there is very complex. The argument isn't what people say online, and that the damn it, tears falling on this joint. That fucking the argument's very complex. That they through the legislation creating a new judicial thing or whatever. Well, it's the whole argument is. I mean, you all heard it. I don't have to repeat it. I'm too stoned. The yeah. So it's relevant to when I was arguing in custody court for child support. The first time I went to court, I asked if I could. Well, before I ever went to court, a piece of paper I had to sign for a birth certificate. I wrote on the birth certificate and the every piece of paper my name without prejudice 1-307 or 8, one of the two, because I wanted to make sure to reserve my rights in constitutional law in their courtrooms. and that when I went in, I asked them for a jurisdiction challenge. When I went in the first time to the payment court or whatever, and that they refused to answer the jurisdiction challenge, and so I said, well, I'd like to put this document on the record, and it was the only document in which they would have had jurisdiction over me, and that I explained. I said this court is unconstitutional. On the document, I have reserved my rights without prejudice to not be involved in an unconstitutional contractual obligation, and that something along those lines. And they were like, "This isn't commerce. What are you talking about, commerce?" I'm like, "Commerce, money. This is about money. Me giving the courts money. This is commerce. I have constitutional rights, and I'm stating on the record that fucking the medium of exchange to discharge my debt is not constitutional, and it's not under Michigan compiled laws 21.153, which states what can be used to discharge debt to the state of Michigan. But and the statement that it makes is a limiting statement. And any limiting statement in law, any of the definition is limited to the statement. This isn't rocket science. This isn't brain surgery. This is words on paper. And that fucking I know how to read, and I can even write. But so words on paper. And so they said where was that? They said I said, so I said this is I said under 21.153 it doesn't specify in Michigan laws that I can use Federal Reserve notes to discharge my debt to the state of Michigan. Under the Constitution, gold silver clause, no state shall tender payment of debt anything but gold or silver, and the supremacy clause that anything pursuant to the Constitution or treaties thereof shall be supreme law of the land. Anything anything in conflict is notwithstanding, meaning void. And so I asked them, I was like, you want me to pay in silver or gold? Because according to the law, and keep in mind that whole videotape, I couldn't buy it. Fucking they I guarantee they probably committed fraud and threw it away because they didn't want anybody to see that tape. They didn't want any people to be in that room when I said that shit because they knew that I was gonna fucking argue. Because if that was on the record in some kind of court in Michigan, everybody in Michigan who's a father who didn't want to fucking participate in the court's bullshit could have quoted my case, where I would have won the case if they had not committed fraud. And I'm alleging they committed fraud because I can't get the videotape of the first day in court, where I was making my jurisdiction challenge, asking on the record. And then every other court case after that, they're like, oh, this isn't the proper place to make a jurisdiction challenge. You had to make it at the first case. And I said, well, I did. I did make it at the first case, and it's on the record. And the fucking judge made the stenographer fucking delete my jurisdiction challenge that was on the record. And when some sort of court procedure starts on the record, it cannot be unstarted. They have to answer the fucking jurisdiction challenge. It's not a fucking joke. All these fucking all these pieces of shit fucking socialists online on fucking Twitter piss me off. Talking all this shit. All this pussy lip bullshit. Fucking I gotta quit smoking cigarettes. fucking I got like this much of a pouch left. Fucking they just want to argue about stupid shit. They don't want, oh, that's not the right kind of socialism. Fucking I've heard that fucking excuse like 50 million times. Well, these fucking idiots. I mean, it just blows my mind. They people are degenerate idiots until they're standing next to you, and then all of a sudden they're kissing your ass. That's that's the way of the world. I mean, there's so much, I don't know. I remember this dude. He wanted to fight me once. I let it go until he started talking all this bullshit. And then when I seen him, he was with his two friends, and I politely threw my skateboard on the ground because I was out exercising and fucking. And then I asked him very loud to hit me in the face. And then he looked at me like I was crazy. And then I asked it louder. Please hit me in the face. If you want to talk about beating me up, please do it now. He refused to hit me in the face, and then I left. And then while I was halfway down the street, I was like, pussy! Because he had two of his friends with him, and they were all scared to death. And I was just standing there with my arms up like some kind of crazy monkey or something. Because I was putting my arms up so he could hit me in the face. Because he told everybody that he wanted to hit me, and so I asked him to hit me. And then I asked him again and again and again. And he didn't want to hit me in person, There's... God damn it. Okay. What was immaculate favorite? What? Bad. Well, so, yo, well, I'm not gonna rap. I'm immaculate. Stand back. I make predictions like accurate. No. What was I getting at? Yeah. So it's just very ironic. It's like fancy lawyers who think that you don't have a brain, who think that you couldn't possibly know any laws, you couldn't possibly read a book because you're wearing a basketball jersey and you're a little piece of shit. Well, I'm bigger than most people, but this is the attitude of lawyers. And so them knowing they made the mistake of ignoring my jurisdiction challenge, knowing that it was illegal what they did, that fucking they had motive to hide the video, so I couldn't buy it from the courts. And so, it's just despicable. Even though I lost, I won because fucking rich people with fucking suits and master's degrees and laws and shit got fucking got fucking schooled in law by a fucking idiot like me. And that fucking, well, I'm not an idiot, but I'm not the most fucking well, so anyways, they thought that I couldn't possibly know any law, so they ignored my jurisdiction challenge and then hid any evidence of it. you know, the only person I could possibly subpoena is the stenographer. So when I sue them, I'm gonna have to subpoena her because, you know, someday I'll have the money to sue them if I don't file the paperwork myself. Uh, but see, it's all about, because I could sue them over and over even if I lost, but it's all about getting it perfect, having every quote, having all the ducks in a row of, being able to argue how they violated my rights, and it just, I don't know. Oh yeah, I was talking about suing the UN as well the other night. I mean, like, what if everybody just had a class action lawsuit and sued the UN and the IMF and sued everybody? What if we all just sued everyone? I mean, think about it. The people don't like seeing paperwork saying they gotta show up to fucking court because they're getting sued. I mean, I mean, I've never actually been sued or anything, or I've never. Well, I guess I sued. I sued. I sued a ski resort when they didn't help me put my skis on. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I was, in school, and it was a school field trip, and fucking they didn't help me put my skis on, and they're like helping everybody else. They're helping all the preps and shit. And I'm like, what? I'm sitting there asking for help over and over, and then they didn't help me. And so I put the skis on. I didn't know you weren't supposed to tighten them down all the way. And fucking, and I also didn't know you're not supposed to go straight down the hill as fast as you can possibly go. But so I was going down the hill, and the skis didn't come off when I crashed on the fourth time, and then I broke my leg in 3 spots. And then I sued the ski company because they didn't help me put the skis on. It was a school field trip, and I never been skiing before. And fucking, I should have sued them for more, way more. I fucked up. That was like my chance. No. uh, well, the best thing to do is keep your name off paper. The point being, though, that the system in place is not what the forefathers envisioned. They would not approve of anything. They would call us slaves. That's why I call us slaves, because we're slaves. We have to live in this paradigm that's been created, this international laws that are overpowering our constitutional laws, such as Article 43 of the United Nations Charter, which violates the War Powers Clause of the Constitution and the Supremacy Clause. Uh, even when it happened, all sorts of senators and congressmen they raged out, and they were just endless fucking congressional records about congressmen and senators saying, what the fuck, this is communism, England's ruling us through this UN charter, through the votes, that fucking that our troops are going to other countries for this communist charter that was drafted by employees of fucking JP Morgan, and he was working under Rockefeller. That's what fucking that dude was talking about in that audio. Excuse me. I mean, he was talking about something that happened before that. He was talking about 1938, the One Force Action, which changed the jurisdictions. It melted them together into. They did that for supposed efficiency. But what they did was they were doing it to screw everybody. And then in 1966, the One Force Action, or whatever the fuck it's called, was finalized into purity enforceable law, into which it was And ironically, around the same year is when the intelligence apparatuses went full pedal. Why is this fucking wheelchair so greasy? It's more comfortable than the computer chair. I'm on day 2 of no caffeine, but I'm not smoking any less, so I have to quit smoking cigarettes. Yeah, what was I getting at? So that's why they changed all the laws, and they made it so if you didn't pay a traffic ticket, you were in contempt of court and you were going to jail. But that's not a debtor's prison. Oh, they think everybody's fucking brain dead. The because I mean, if you were to get the judge to admit it's a certain jurisdiction, and that jurisdiction there must be an injured party, that if there's no injured party, then there's no equity, there's no they can't extort money for the traffic ticket, not to mention that the traffic ticket itself is uh it's a levied tax without representation. The Constitution says that we must have representation on any tax levied, and that even though I'm against driving fast and that I think everybody should drive 5 miles under the speed limit, that the uh, that what they're doing is not lawful until it's unlawful until you accept it as law, and then it becomes lawful. And that because it's so complex to argue these things, and even when you know all the arguments, they'll sit there and like, oh, this guy's trying to rip us off. And it's like, no, I'm just trying to believe in America and trying to be pro Constitution. It's like fucking all these people on Twitter that are like, oh, you trying to, or what the fuck were they saying? But they don't understand. It's like, if somebody has rights, doesn't matter what kind of rights they are, parental rights, rights to talk, whatever, that fucking because I was talking about my parental rights, that I had parental rights to say no to a vaccine, and that the dude was saying there's no way that you got your parental rights terminated for being anti-vaccine, and it's like, well, yeah, I did, and then they may not have said it right in the court, but they said on the court record that I didn't call for 93 days, which was a total lie because I had all the fucking phone records. I still have all the phone records. And and I tried to submit the phone records, and that I had 2 witnesses to testify. And before I had the witnesses testify that I called, I asked the judge, will my witnesses' testimony be held in the same regard as the caseworkers? And he said yes. And so I had 2 witnesses testify that I did call the caseworker within those 93 days to set up an appointment over and over. And fucking, and then the caseworker gets on the stand, this fat bitch, and she fucking, the whole time she's fucking laughing at me in court and shit. And she says, he didn't call me for 93 days, blah, blah, blah. And I left countless messages begging to see my kid and fucking crying and shit, begging, leaving my case number, my address, my everything. And this cold hearted socialist piece of shit lady that fucking thinks that she knows better than a grown fucking man that fucking who never had any kids. The caseworker had never had no kids. What makes you a man in a way is when your kid's first born and you hold your kid and you see it, and you it looks like you, and fucking, and that these people that never had kids, no offense to them, they don't know what it's like to be a parent, and that for them to talk shit about my values of being against vaccines is, it's just ridiculous. I mean, that even take I mean, there's so many subjects that you could apply that to, where people are just talking mad shit nonstop, nonstop, running their mouths, thinking they're hot shit, thinking that they're the baddest piece of shit on the planet or something, and that they're, it's obvious that the, it's like when you see some fucking person and they're just like, oh, they're just a total asshole, and it's like, well, obviously this person's never actually been in a fight, and that, and I'm not encouraging violence or anything. I'm just saying that sometimes you get in a fight and you run your mouth, and you get your nose broke. I've had my nose broke a few times, and that, you know you learn not to run your mouth. I mean, that's and that, or at least to back your shit up. But most every time my nose is broke, it was for because of drunk crazy people, not because I was really running my mouth. But the what was I getting at? That fucking the whole spiel of everything, where people got this attitude on Twitter where there's no logic, there's no reason, and when logic and reason are thrown out of the equation, everything becomes casting pearls before swine, and that when the voice of reason leaves mankind, that mankind is no longer mankind. Mankind becomes the savage beast with no reason, no logic, and that this savage beast, such as these Marxists and communists who fucking run rampant on fucking Twitter, that they have no heart. They are not pure of heart. I mean, there may be a small percentage, but that they're fucking that they want to hurt people and shit. They're evil. They're angry. They're upset. They think everything's some kind of hostile thing. They're instantly willing to exile you for posting right wing things. People are fucking brain dead. There's a fucking phenomenon going on which is resonating to the fucking French Revolution and the Illuminati and the fucking communists that took over France during that revolution. And that fucking, they may not have been called communists at the time, but the Illuminati doctrine and its planks are identical to the Communist Manifesto. And that fucking, their whole illuminist revolutionary bullshit is not what America was started on. America was started on people wanting freedom of all religions, freedoms of their family, freedom of country, not some international communist fucking conspiracy to take over the world. Because remember that all roads lead to communism, that democracy is indispensable to socialism, according to Lenin and Marx, and that so the absolute goal of socialism is communism, according to Marx and Lenin and Khrushchev, I think. No, maybe it was Marx, and that the democracy and socialism are basically communism, and then everybody says like, well, this isn't the right kind of socialism. It's like, well, that's because socialism and democracy is part of the Illuminati's plan to enslave the masses, and that fucking to make sure that the masses are dumbed down and working in a field somewhere, troweling some kind of or hoeing some kind of garden or some shit for some kind of plantation or some shit. Yeah, my allergies are fucking. That's the Illuminati wanted the state to raise your family. They wanted the state to run everything. And that this state that's running the world, this UN, is not constitutional. It's not something the founding fathers would ever envision or want any participation of. They would call the people that signed our country into the United Nations Charter traitors and treasonous, and that the history books all written and painted red by fucking communist bullshit fucking hail these people as heroes with their new deals and their fucking all their fucking bullshit. And that the and the people who are trying to expose the conspiracy, such as McCarthy or others, were labeled as some kind of wackos, some kind of drunks. And I don't care how much somebody drinks, but when they're talking real shit, it doesn't matter how much they've had to drink, because if they're saying something real, that their drinking is irrelevant to the facts that they say, such as people discouraging Bill Cooper's research because he was a drunk, and that's just ridiculous. It's like, imagine discouraging someone because of their penmanship or but say they've got some kind of thesis that is a master's thesis on something that they've written, and that fucking I mean, this is what these communists do all the time in comment battles. They say in the comment battles they say, "Oh, you forgot an apostrophe, therefore what you said is irrelevant," and it's all this fucking bullshit. All right, well, I'm going to sleep because it looks like everybody fell off. Yeah, all right. Good night. Take it easy.